Well, Blake Lively is handing out subpoenas to everybody. We are at the point where I am genuinely not going to be shocked if one day we show up and the docket, there's a new docket for Blake Lively, and it says Lively versus the world, because she is going for everyone at this point. And within the last 24 hours, it came to light that she has sent a subpoena to the creators of the lawsuitinfo.com website, which literally just holds this. It's so basic, bitch. It's meant to be. That's no slight to the agency that did it, but it's so basic, bitch. It literally just has the amended complaint and timeline of relevant events. That's it. Now, guys, I'm going to be honest. This will probably be a rough go for this recording, but I wanted to try and get some information out for you. I'm home alone with the dogs, and Daisy is still trying to figure out what it means for me to talk to my computer. And so she gets really restless when I talk. I'm going to do this as quick as I can, giving you the information that I know. We're going to look at a couple things, and hopefully it's not too bumpy of a ride here. But welcome to the channel. My name is Ashley Brianna Eve, and I do have over 15 years of experience in branding, marketing, and PR. And traditionally, that's what we've looked at on the channel. And I want to be honest with you guys. I've been, and you're going to have to watch the astrology video I uploaded earlier today. I've been going through a little bit of let's just say I'm feeling the Mars in Libra opposed Saturn and Neptune energy. Let's just say I'm feeling that. And yeah, we'll talk about it more on another day. But typically that's what we look at on this channel. I don't believe I'm going to be following every single update on this case anymore, simply because it's so exhausting, and being in such manipulative, bad energy with Blake and Ryan is really taking a toll on me. Genuinely taking a toll on me. And I work really hard on my mindset, really hard on just all of it, like creating a life I desire and being positive and all of those things, all those corny things, right? The cafe gratitude things. Justin and I would get along. I work really hard on that. And I've noticed that this case has taken a real toll on my mental health, because I just don't like bullies. I don't like hypocrites. And they just remind me of people. One, I have a history in the mental health field, but also just people in my life that are the problem. And no matter what you say or do, they gaslight, they turn it around and make you the problem. And it's just a lot. So anyway, we'll talk more about it another day, but I just wanted to catch you guys up on this, because this website, the creators of it, yes, they now have a subpoena. Let's break it down and see what's. So the interesting thing is, what I understand about this case is actually being handled in Texas. Oh, look at that. Blake knows how to file subpoenas in different, I was going to say provinces. That's Ontario, Canada, or that's Canada. That's where I am, in different states. She understands how to do that. Go figure. But she had to, August 6th, come over and cry to Lyman that apparently things aren't going how she wants. So this letter is addressed to Judge Lyman from Gottlieb. Michael, there you go. Used to always call him Matthew. Maybe that's why I got a subpoena, guys. Maybe we cracked the case. Maybe I got a subpoena because this dude was just pissed at me calling him Matthew for months on end. Is that why I got a subpoena? Anyway, from Michael Gottlieb, dated August 6th, notice of filing a motion to compel in the Northern District of Texas. Got to go cry my opinion only to Lyman and put it on this docket. So anyway, they have all of this. I'm going to pull up Exhibit B, brief and support a motion to compel. We're not reading the whole thing. It's 18 pages long. But it says here, this motion to compel arises out of Miss Lively's lawsuit. And of course, she's suing everyone. Everyone gets it's like Oprah, but instead of cars, it's subpoenas and lawsuits. I genuinely don't understand how she can't. And here's the thing, guys. I'm going to back up one step. I can see how maybe in the beginning she thought there was a smear campaign, especially if, was it Leslie Sloan? I can't remember at this point. Doesn't matter. Came to her with those text messages, because we all know, like, allegedly my opinion only, our opinions only. We all figure that she saw those text messages before the Van Sham lawsuit. Let's be honest. But we'll still say allegedly, because, none of us want a lawsuit to give them out like candy. So Blake Lively has been going around convinced there's a smear campaign. And I can get behind. If I saw those text messages myself, I'd be like, oh man, that like they're behind this. They're behind the bad press. I can genuinely, Blake, hear me. I can put myself in your shoes to be like, shit, this is why. Especially if you are, so surrounded by yes men, yes women, and everyone's told you your entire life how right you are and perfect you are, and it's never your fault. I can get behind where initially Blake was like, this is them. They did this to me. I can't see how everything that happened afterwards could be contributed to it. And not only that, but after you find nothing, at what point do you go, oh shit, obviously this didn't actually happen? So anyway, she is coming for the creators of the lawsuitinfo.com. So she says it's arising out of the Southern District of New York. She's saying, it was the SH she suffered on the set of It Ends With Us in the subsequent campaign of retaliation and character assassination. Oh, is that new? Is character assassination new? Haven't heard that one yet. Are we starting to like slowly weed out the word smear campaign? Like, are we edging towards her actually admitting this didn't happen? So we're switching smear campaign to character assassination? That the defendants conspired to unleash against her, which unleash, these words are wild. Is this Scotland? I mean, I'm here for dramatics. So, unleash against her when she spoke out about the mistreatment. Says the Skyline parties are the Skyline Agency LLC, a Dallas-based digital marketing and design services company. And Rosa, bless Rosa, poor Rosa, you're in my prayers, girlfriend. Getting dragged into this shit. I'm sorry. Documents obtained in discovery and other privilege logs show that Miss Kalantari was copied on or discussed by name on communications among defendants and their counsel dating back to the earliest days of the retaliatory campaign in August 2024. So number one, how does Blake know? How would anyone know communications among defendants and their counsel? Is that something you have access to? That's weird to me. In the earliest days of the retaliatory campaign in August 2024. You still haven't proved there's a retaliatory campaign, though. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I don't even play one on TV, man. I don't play one on TV, but maybe we should worry about proving the retaliatory campaign first. I don't know. Just a suggestion. In March and April 2025, respectively, Ms. Lively issued subpoenas to the Skyline parties, of course, why not, who responded but withheld numerous documents on privilege grounds. How dare anyone think there are privilege grounds? Do you know who you are around? You are around royalty. It's Blake Lively, the Met Gala princess. It's fucking Deadpool. How dare you? So ridiculous. How dare they have privileged grounds? It's just so, guys, I know I'm being very dramatic, but this is just. Miss Lively brings this motion to compel production of those documents because the claimed privileges, attorney-client. But that's what I mean. Blake's like, privileges, attorney-client, screw you. I can have it all because I'm Blake Lively. Attorney-client, attorney work product, and common interest. Well, I imagine, I haven't read this yet. I figured if I was going to read it, might as well read it and record it for you guys. I imagine if it's attorney work product, it makes sense. But Blake says, no, it's baseless. Of course she does. It says Miss Kalantari's presence on the communications is by itself sufficient to destroy any privilege. But Blake was out here being like, how dare you go for Taylor Swift? The audacity of you. Darvo, women's rights, protect Taylor, which it only applies. Protections only apply if it suits Blake. Oh, the hypocrisy. There's two things I can't deal with: hypocrisy and bullies. And she just makes it so hard to like her. And then she blames everyone else for not liking her. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. So just because she's on communication, she should not have any privileges because she's a third party to the attorney-client relationship at issue and was not in any event involved in the provisions of legal advice, as opposed to a public-facing media strategy. Indeed, the privilege log asserts that the topic of the withheld communications was building a website. Yeah, the communications were probably like, hey, girl, hey, we need a website to put up a timeline of events. You good? We can hire you? 1 second. All right. Every dog mom, let me know in the comments. Every dog mom, you hear that like retching noise for your dog and you run. But my puppy, one of my puppies, is not feeling so well. But I'll try to figure out where I was. But yes, the communications were probably, hey, girl, hey, we need a website. You up for work? We hire you. And she probably said yes. So it says the communications was building a website and Discovery has confirmed that this refers to the lawsuitinfo.com. Okay. The lawsuit website.com literally just has a timeline of event and the amended complaint. That's it. Does Blake believe now that the truth is a smear campaign against her? Does Blake now believe that anyone else defending themselves is a smear campaign against her? Is that what she's saying? That only she can put out text messages into the public domain in the New York Times? Only she can go to the media? It's just, like I said, the hypocrisy is just mind-blowing. All right, so a website that the defendants used to post their now dismissed complaint against Miss Lively, as well as cherry-picked and distorted evidence designed to discredit Miss Lively in the court of public opinion. Can someone get this girl a mirror for the love of God? Does she not have a mirror in her house? Oh no, it was her phone she was using to eat burritos and do her hair. Does she not have a mirror, like a full ass length mirror? Cherry picked? You just have hurt feelings that they substituted in the shit that you cherry picked. You're just pissed you got called out on that website. See what I mean? Look, I started wearing my Fitbit again this week because I wasn't covering the case. And so my heart rate was normal. This sends me alerts constantly when I cover this case because it stresses me out. Oh, here. You guys probably want to look at this anyway. But such activities are ineligible for attorney-client or work product protection. And even if they were not, they're like, okay, so yeah, it might be protected. Darn law getting in the way. The presence of numerous other third parties on this communications would similarly destroy the privilege. The court should compel production of these documents for the reasons explained in a concurrently filed motion. Ms. Lively also asks that the court transfer this motion to the Southern District of New York. Of course you do. Oh, girl, you are nothing if not so predictable. Damn. It's impressive in how predictable you are. The issuing court, pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedures 45F, because she's probably like, look, Texas isn't giving me what I want. So Daddy Lyman, allegedly my opinion only, can you help me? Can you help Blakey? But whichever court decides this motion, the Skyline Party's privilege claims must be rejected. Girl, it's a protein shake in here. Kind of wishing it was wine. All right, so they have the background, brief and support motions of Lively's motion to compel. So it says they are a Dallas-based digital marketing and design services company. Learned of the agency's involvement with the Wayfair parties. Stick around, because I'm going to show you why I think she is so, what's it saying? Got a bee in her bonnet over this. And I think this is what she means by the communication with someone else. Just hang out with me for a minute. So the Skyline appeared in documents received from another third party, Cloudflare, in response to seeking information regarding lawsuitinfo.com. Rosa, beautiful name, is Skyline's chief marketing officer, who appears to have a long-standing relationship. Oh, there, just keep reading, Ashley, with Tag. Blake just wants, I genuinely get the impression of this. Blake just wants to destroy anyone associated with this. If you are in some way associated with this case, she's coming for you. Like, expect a subpoena at this point. You're a childhood friend of Justin Baldoni's, subpoena. You worked on a movie with him 20 years, subpoena. Everyone's getting a subpoena. And the thing I made an Instagram reel about this. The thing that upsets me the most with Blake and Ryan is all they did was trash Justin Baldoni. They had the audacity to rip him to shreds in Deadpool and Wolverine. I think they're both butthurt because they honestly thought no one would catch on. They could have their funny inside joke, take jabs at him, and no one would be the wiser. And I think they're pissed off that people figured it out, that people caught them with their little game of picking on and destroying people that they don't like. But the thing that really bugs me with this is so they trash Justin Baldoni in a blockbuster of a movie, probably billions of dollars that's made, I don't even know, a lot, international, but they can't take anyone saying anything about them. They can't, right now, Blake's having a knip shit on the docket through her lawyers because of the names Perez calls her. Blackface Blake is literally on the docket. And I hope Perez responds with the video of her talking about doing blackface. Ku Klux Khaleesi is on the docket. So she cannot handle other people saying things about her that she doesn't like, but her and her husband can rip someone to shreds and then off them in front of a flower shop in a movie. You want to play stupid games, you win stupid ass prizes, and people catch on to your bullshit, and then they don't like you. It's as simple as that. She needs an intervention by a friend that genuinely gives a shit about her. I mean this. A friend that genuinely cares about Blake to have an intervention and maybe have her sit her butt down and watch all the videos from the It Ends With Us marketing. Maybe they need to go through the timeline of events themselves. Maybe they need to, just have an intervention. She needs to humble herself and maybe talk to some of the people impacted by this on the set. What do they actually think about this, Blake? Or does that not matter? Only your feelings matter. Only what you want matters. And it's clear that only your feelings matter because your husband said you can't sue over hurt feelings, but it seems like all you guys do is sue over hurt feelings. Or maybe it's not hurt feelings. Maybe it's your fragile egos. Allegedly, my opinion only. So on March 10th, 2025, Miss Lively's counsel served notice of a subpoena to Skyline's counsel and served Skyline with a subpoena the following day. Declaration of Kristen E. Bender. It was one of the exhibits. Skyline served responses and objections on March 28th, 2025. So this has been going on below the surface until Blake runs to Lyman. Miss Lively counsel served. She probably realized it's easier in his court. Lively served counsel notice of a subpoena to Miss Calentari's counsel. Sorry, I'm horrible with names. And 4 days later served her. The Skyline parties served a second amended privilege log on July 24th, 2025, dropping their privilege assertions as to 5 of the 6 categories of withheld documents and maintaining their assertion of privilege over the first category. A single message thread including Rosa, third party subject to subpoenas in this case, including, look at all these people. Okay, I just need to slow down and back up. My brain reads faster than my mouth can keep track and communicate this. I need to remember I'm not just talking to myself here. The Skyline parties served a second amended privilege log on July 24th, 2025, dropping their privilege assertions as to 5 of the 6 categories of withheld documents and maintaining their assertions of privilege over the first category. A single message thread including Rosa, third parties subject to subpoenas in this case, including Riley Long, Dervla McNeese, Brianna Koslow, Michael Lawrence, Mitz Toskovich. Oh God, I am so sorry, guys. I am just fucking butchering names. Third parties Spencer Freeman and Alexis Seeley, defendants Jennifer Abel, Melissa Nathan, Jamie Heath, and Jed Wallace, and counsel for defendants Mitra, Brian, Jason, and Teresa. I'm going to give myself some grace there. The Skyline parties have claimed attorney-client privilege, attorney work product privilege, and common interest privilege over the communications. Rosa served supplemental responses and objections on June 27th, 2025, incorporating general objections and specifically objecting to requests for productions of number 8 and 10, which seek documents and communications concerning the scenario planning document. The- Blake is just, I mean, okay, let's fluff the aura first. And second, let's try to look at positive qualities about Blake. Number one, okay, I'm not trying to be a smartass. I'm trying to think. I've been trying to do this since I was watching the Koberger case and the sentencing, and the judge said one of the lawyers or judges he always looked up to was a judge that no matter what always had something nice to say about the defendants. And he said he couldn't find anything in Koberger, which fair enough, same. So I'm trying. I've been trying that. Okay, Ashley. A positive about Blake. She's very persistent. For good or bad, dog with a bone type energy, if you will. There you go. Attached as Exhibit D to the amended complaint concerning communications between Rosa and any content creators. She's still going after content creators regarding the SDNY litigation. Like, she's just a dog with a bone with the scenario planning document. Like, girl, give it up. We just don't like you. And Blakey Poo, do you want to put your scenario planning document for the world to see? Because I have a feeling you have one as well. Just a wild guess. All right, so they give the legal standard for everything. Brief and support Blake Lively's motion to compel. The attorney-client privilege claim is improper. Under federal law, a party invoking the attorney-client privilege must show, 1, a communication between client and counsel that, 2, was intended to be and was in fact kept confidential. Okay, so I guess they're saying like there's other randos on there. 3, was made for the purpose of obtaining or providing legal advice. The burden is on a party claiming the protection of a privilege to establish those facts that are the essential elements of the privileged relationship. I genuinely wonder if the Texas court is not going in Blake's favor, and that's why she's running to Lyman. Which, in my opinion only, tells you everything you need to know. We're not reading all this bullshit. It says any work product claim must also necessarily fail as the Skyline parties have failed to demonstrate that the material at issue was prepared in anticipation of litigation and by or for a party or by the representative. Blake, okay. This is a direct message to Blake Lively. All right, guys. This is a direct message to Blake. I'm going to read this again, and then I'm going to give my thoughts. Any work product claim must also necessarily fail as the Skyline parties have failed to demonstrate that the material at issue was prepared in anticipation of litigation. Blake, what did you think? You pulled a move that your ex-bestie Taylor used to pull when she had a problem with someone. And a lot of Swifties are also in your fandom because, well, Taylor, and Swifties follow Taylor. So you mean to tell me that you pulled the move that is known to be done by Taylor when she excommunicates someone, and no one was going to notice? No one was going to think something was up? No one was going to ask questions? That the internet wasn't going to do what the internet does and start investigating what the hell was going on? And then on top of that, when the internet started talking about it, and maybe when Justin potentially noticed that the internet was talking about it, you don't think they were anticipating litigation? Girl, are you feeling okay? Genuine question. I'm not being a smartass. Are you feeling okay? You need someone, please, for the love of all things holy, before your life is entirely destroyed, get someone around you that will tell you the facts. The only friends I have in my life are the ones that are going to tell me how it is. I don't need someone to just blow smoke up my ass. Girl, they were anticipating litigation likely all along. If, and here, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, if everything went down the way that it is laid out in the lawsuitinfo.com timeline of events, which is probably why it pisses you off so much, they were likely anticipating this a long ass time ago, before even marketing happened. But I can guarantee you, the second you coordinated a campaign to get everyone against Justin, which is also your MO. Remember, you talked about turning the cast against Penn Badgley on Gossip Girl. So that is your MO as well, to turn people against someone you don't like. The minute you did that, and the minute you had people unfollow him, he was anticipating litigation. Period. Girl, Rosa, feel free to use that, girl. Feel free to use it. No charge. No charge. You can use that. This is wild. The level of delusion is just, this is why I can't cover this case every single day. Like, it genuinely, it's not healthy. Finally, because the underlying privilege claims fail, the common interest doctrine cannot protect them from waiver. But even if the privilege claims were otherwise valid, the common interest doctrine would not apply because the parties to the withheld communications do not share a common legal interest. A common interest must be identical, not similar, and be legal, not solely commercial. And the parties must have come to an agreement, embodying a cooperative and common enterprise towards an identical legal strategy. All right, so that's that. I don't know, man. I'll show you some of the social media accounts I found. So what I can find, this is Rosa's personal LinkedIn. I feel so bad for her, honestly. Not much was ever posted on here. Chief Marketing Officer of the Skyline Agency. Again, there's not really much that I can find. I did look, and one of the community members here looked as well, and it appears there might be multiple YouTube channels for this agency, which I did find a little weird. Not sus or anything, it was just a little weird. If you're more word of mouth, the fact that you have a low profile in social media it's not concerning, right? If you have a low profile and you're working with big agencies, you don't need, why waste your time on social media? But it was a little weird when I was like, okay, it seems as though there are multiple potential YouTube accounts. But there's 2 posts, and I genuinely believe the reason that she's going so hard on Rosa is because of the connection to Tag. But let's have a look. This is the Skyline Agency on Facebook. Again, it's not a really active account. Last post I can find is October 30th, 2024. But again, depending on how you're building your business, it doesn't really concern me. You don't have to have a big social media presence. This was interesting to me. So this was July 19th, I believe, 20. I think it was 2024. I don't know why it's not showing the date here. But so proud of my team, the agency group PR, Johnny Depp, Mellow247, which I believe is Melissa Nathan, and BB Cause. What an amazing event with Andrea Bocelli. Probably botched that as well. So Tag calling out Melissa Nathan by name. You know, Blake loves an opportunity to tie Johnny Depp into this. You know that, because what is she going to say? Me too, Darvo. Those have always been her talking points. Me too, Darvo. And then I believe there was, yes, there it is, June 20th, 2024. Huge congratulations to our agency partner, Mellow247, on launching the agency group PR. Veteran communications strategist Melissa Nathan launches the agency group PR firm. The former executive VP at this place, I'm not even going to try anymore. It's just been a day. Launches with a team of execs and a roster of clients that include Drake, Johnny Depp, Chainsmokers, Logan Paul, HYBE America, and others. So my honest opinion on all of this is that, well, one, Blake is going scorched earth. That's pretty obvious to everyone. But number 2, she has nothing. She has nothing. And so I can't remember the final date for discovery, but that date is coming up and she is desperately trying to find something. That's my view on this. What are you going to find about the lawsuitinfo.com, Blake? For real. There's no smear campaign on that website. It's unless the truth is a smear campaign, which your case may be worse than I even thought if the truth is considered a smear campaign. It's just trust me, bro. I just feel she has absolutely nothing. So they're going scorched earth. And in the middle of going scorched earth, trying to prove anything, she is destroying her brand. She is the PR crisis in her brand. Blake is the PR crisis. Someone needs to care about her and step in. But anyway, my friends, that's all I have for you in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hang out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.